Hey everyone, Spicy Toast Gaming here. We're about a week out from a new patch dropping, and they are releasing new cards. There's probably going to be new cards every single day, so I'll be putting out a video every day covering the new ones we have. First, I'm going to go over the cards themselves, and then I'm going to go ahead and look at the card art. So first here, we have Attentive Accountant. Now, these are all obviously the support cards for the one, essentially Vastaya, I think they're called, but they're essentially the cat people, mostly from League of Legends. So these are all the ones about the pit fighter. I don't know the guy's name. I stopped playing League before he was added. But yeah, this is his support deck. So we have the Attentive Accountant, a 2-cost Nexus Strike, create a coin in hand, and Elusive. So 1-2. This could be pretty good. I don't think we know what the coins are at all. We haven't been given that yet, so could be quite nice. I actually prefer the fact that he has 2 power as opposed to the 2 health as opposed to the 1 power. I'm playing a lot of games recently with the rare power that gives you a 2-1 elusive unit, and it just keeps getting killed by so much tiny poke damage. Anytime I especially go against an Ezreal or anything, just immediately gets poked out. So having a elusive unit that actually has 2 health might be pretty decent, especially if you're more focusing on just getting those coins generated. Again, we're not sure what those are. Alright, so we have Tag Out. It's fast speed, recall an ally and create a coin in hand, or spend 5 mana to recall an enemy and create a coin in hand. So this is a lot like Alawi's Tentacle spell, where you can spend, again, 2 mana, get 2 spawn, or spend 5 mana to get 4. Essentially the same thing. I always like those spells that give you more versatility and can really help you both in the early game and later game. So here we have the main spell, and then it will transform into one of these depending on what you choose. We have Bout Security. When summoned, create a fleeting Bout Security in hand and grant other Bout Security 1/1. And then Empowered Quick Attack. So this is actually going to be quite good. This is essentially in Path of Champions, he has the Spirit Stone built in, except it's even better because not only is he creating a fleeting version in hand, but he's then also buffing up all the other versions. Also, the fact that his stat line is a 3/3/3 baseline, that's pretty good. So you just play one other one, and then his stats start somewhat scaling out of control. This is going to be an absolutely amazing card in Path of Champions. Imagine you get Twin Shadows, so you play one, and it creates another ephemeral version. Both of them are creating more securities in hand, and then buffing them all up. You just get one mana deposit on this, so it refills your mana. You don't even need to worry about getting the Spirit Stone, because you already can go infinite. If we see this in Path of Champions, it's going to be absolutely crazy. Alright, next here we have Smooth Mixologist. Play heal an ally or your Nexus 3, and create a coin in hand. 4 cost with a 3/4. That's a pretty decent stat line, especially considering the fact you also have a fairly powerful heal effect, giving you just a bit of sustain, and then also creating a coin. Again, we don't know what the coins do, but presumably this is actually a pretty decent and efficient card. All right, next we have Master Bingwen the Sieve? Not sure. So elusive, 5 cost, 3/3. Play the next time you play a unit this round, summon an exact ephemeral copy of it. That's pretty crazy. I will say he is rather expensive, and you are getting that effect off only once. He's a little too pricey generally for Path of Champions, but if you were able to get him to be a bit cheaper, or imagine you got Poro Fluff on him so you could play him for 1 cost, you could do some really crazy combos with him. Just imagine you have this unit on the board, and then you play about security, so you're summoning another ephemeral copy that's going to then buff them all up by additional 1/1. There's a lot of crazy combos you could do with him. You are going to have to get pretty lucky though, because at that 5 cost, it's going to be pretty hard to get a good combo out consistently. Alright, the Pit Professional. When I'm summoned, create a coin in hand. So this is a very simple and basic card. So a 3/3/3, decent stat line, nothing crazy, but not bad. And then yeah, just very simple, when I'm summoned, create a coin. Now, depending on how powerful the coins are, that could be a pretty decent effect. It would even pair with the Master over here, just creating or summoning another version to get another coin. Again, if you got something like Twin Shadows on this, so when you summon it, you again create a ephemeral version. Overall, I think there's some really interesting cards in here. Honestly, they're all pretty good, and there's going to be a lot of fun things you can do with it. I like how, even without knowing what necessarily the coins do, these cards can work pretty well independent of each other. There's some decks where you feel like all the cards, you have to play them together. And while I think these cards would work fine together, I like that there's some really interesting things you can do with just some of the cards specifically. So far, pretty interesting. Tomorrow they'll probably give us the actual champion set. There it is. That's what I think his name. I think it's like SETT. I believe that's the champion. That's his name. He's, a pit fighter. And this should be his support deck. All right, let's go in and look at what the card art actually is. All right, there is a lot of stuff going on here. So they have a giant thing of coin, books. This thing is like 4 arms, a whole bunch of paper around it. Cute little wisp creatures that are adorable, little foxes essentially. So probably what this person is they are like the bookie. They're keeping a hold of the books. These are the different bets, and they're putting the bets people have made in this big old pot of gold here. And that's probably what this person is working on. I guess, yeah, they are the attentive accountant, but it's probably the accountant in the context of this is a pit fight. People are gambling on the fights. And so he's taking the winnings and adding it to this good old pot of gold here. Very cozy photo. I really like this art. So if you saw the last time I looked at art, there were some Ionia cards, and normally Ionia cards, there's like a lot going on, but it's pretty boring. That one was actually really nice and cozy. All right, let's look at the tag out. Yep, pretty simple. Probably guess who these characters are. They're probably the hands and shoulder of people you can see in other artwork, but yeah, it just seems fine. All right, bout security. All right, that's nice. I like that you can see a couple of them there. Also, this is one of the champions that we're getting this expansion. I hope we get her in Path of Champions. Again, I haven't played her in the league, but she always looked really badass, so would probably be a very interesting character. But yeah, I like that the bout security, that they're large, imposing, and that they look pretty much the same because you are kind of cloning them. It is interesting seeing this sort of environment because these are all Ionia cards, and normally Ionia is all about being, one with nature and being, ninjas or assassins and things like that. Whereas this is has a Noxus feel to it because at least for me, I think of the Reckoner's Arena. Noxus is giant gladiatorial combat. And it's interesting that this is more the underbelly or shadier side of Ionia that we're actually seeing here of, yeah, these people are going and gambling on fights. Most likely that seems what's going on here. I do like that. It kind of makes the people feel more real when you just are constantly seeing the Ionians as these ethereal, spiritual beings almost that are just so one in touch with nature. It's like you're not really relatable at all. But I am really enjoying the artwork so far. All right, Smooth Mixologist. Got to get people their drinks for the fight. So some interesting characters here. Interesting seeing that this is someone that probably would be from like Piltover or Zon. Again, very cozy. All of this art is giving you a very nice, warm and cozy environment where this looks like a place that'd actually be nice and fun to hang out and a good atmosphere. Quite often with like the Noxus gambling area, the Reckoner's Arena, and all the cards around it, it all does look a lot more shady and not like a environment you'd want to really probably be in. But here it actually seems a lot, warmer, cozy, and wouldn't be a bad place to hang out and relax with people. I hope we get some more shots that aren't as close up and give us more an image of what's actually going on and just a wider shot of everyone. Similar to what we got with the bout security, but on the inside. So here we have a wider shot. We see a lot of different individuals, but this is outside of the arena, presumably. I hope that we're able to get one that's actually showing more of what's going on inside. All right, so we have the Master. Right here, this is Set. I think that's what his name is. And this is the Pit Fighter. This is the other card. So presumably this person is just kind of training them, watching their technique, and trying to give them any pointers. We do have a bit of a more inside grasp. I again like seeing the Ionia architecture, but have it be more used in a real way, or more useful way that is. But again, having that nice warm lighting. We're seeing a lot of different combatants, all presumably training for their individual fights. And then here we have the Pit Professional that we just saw. And oh, nice. So this is pretty much exactly what I was wanting. Wish we had stuff a little bit more in focus, but this is more showing us the entire arena. I think that is Jack the Winner. So this is really interesting. This is the other champion that they have teased for this set. So it's Set, Jack the Winner, and then the Noxian mercenary person that we pointed out earlier. It's interesting though because the Noxian lady, I'll bring her up here. Right here, I forget her name. I think it starts with an M. But she is, yeah, Noxian. All of these cards are Ionian. And then Jack the Winner is Bilgewater. So it's interesting. These are always my favorite types of cards when we see just a part of the world and a lot of different people all converging on the same area, even if those cards themselves don't belong in that area. Like, he's a Bilgewater card, but we see him out of Bilgewater in Ionia at these pit fights. I think it's really fun and interesting. The card itself, though, looks like this Pit Professional potentially took on a couple opponents at the same time. We see Set in the background sitting on essentially a throne watching the fight. And then we see the rest of everyone else watching and cheering on. Yeah, in general, I like this. I like this artwork a lot. I think it's all very well done. Better than kind of the variety pack we got last time. There was a couple cards in the variety pack that I really liked, especially the Fuzzy Spider. I thought that one was absolutely adorable. But yeah, overall, I like all of these cards. I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of the set and just further expounding upon this whole scene. I love when sets of cards all are on essentially the same location and we're just seeing the same shot from different angles or different parts of the same environment. So I like that we're seeing what's going on outside, we're seeing what's going on, multiple shots inside in different parts of this little arena. And then we also see kind of the back rooms of here. It's not loud, it's not crazy, it's much more quiet atmosphere where this person is just sitting back with the books, getting his adorable little fox spirits to help him out, go grab the bags of gold from people gambling. This is actually probably maybe my favorite shot, just because it looks so cozy and relaxing to be able to just sit here. But yeah, really enjoying this. Look out every day. They're probably going to be releasing new cards. I'm going to be covering them every single day and putting the video out as soon as I can. This one is going to be a little bit later than most probably, since I thought the cards released at 1 o'clock my time, but they're actually releasing here at 12 instead. All right, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, definitely like and subscribe, and stay tuned for every day this week, new cards releasing.